welcome to this channel. We're looking at differentiation, how to differentiate. Okay, I'm going to give the general formats and different rules, and after that, we take a series of questions. Okay, the general form for differentiation is this: if you have x to power n, and you want to differentiate it respect to the x, this will be equal to what? The power come to the front, then write your function again, then the power minus 1. So that is how to differentiate. So that's how to differentiate. So it depends on the function you have. If you have theta and you are differentiating respect to theta, and then it's having power n, it's the same thing also. The power will come to the front, then the function again, and the power minus 1. So that is just the typical way to differentiate. Then the another thing I want us to look into is when you have a sum of function, you have f of x plus or minus g of x, this function. Okay, this is derivative of sum of functions. So the derivative of these two functions, it could be sum, it could be difference, is going to be equal to d dx, which is derivative of the first function, plus, depending on what you are having, if it's minus, it will be minus, plus d dx of the what? Of the second function. Okay, so what we are saying here is that differential coefficient of sum of function will be equal to differential of each of those functions. Then the next thing I want us to look into, if you have a constant, and then you have your function, and we want to find the differential coefficient of that function. Very simple. This c, the constant, this c is the constant, it's going to come outside. Then you have what? d dx, differential coefficient of your what? Of your given function. Yeah, differentiate the function. And we have those questions. The first one, if you see your function h is a function of u, so that means this equation is written in form of u. So the differential can use a prime, which means that it's differential of that function. So this a, b, c, they're just constants. Okay, so if I want to do that, I can take the a outside, and that will be d du of the first one, then plus b d du, the second one, u2, c, the constant, d du of u, and this will be equal to what? This will be, if you differentiate this one, it's going to give you 3 u squared. Okay, and that will be times a, that will be 3a u squared, plus this one will be what? 2u. The power will go to the front, and then the power minus 1. So you have 2b u, then plus this one. This is a u. This is having power 1. This is u1. Power will go to the front. Then you have u1 minus 1. And this becomes 0. So anything to power 0, that's 1. So this is just the c in that place. The second one, we have y equal to, y is equal to this. You can use y prime if you want. You can also use the y dx, which is the derivative, okay, or differential coefficients. So this one will be what? The power to the front, 2, and then the power minus 1. So plus this one will give you 4. This is 1 minus 1. Okay, 4 times 1, that's 4. This is x to the power 0, that's 1. So plus, if you differentiate the constants, that will give you what? That will give you 0. So my answer is x. They mentioned that in the rules. So if you differentiate d dx of a constant, okay, it's going to give you what? It's going to give you 0. We have j as a function of x. If you check this one, this is a function of x. Okay, so that means the power will come to the front. You have 2.4, and then the function x, 2.4 minus 1, that's 1.4. Okay, this one, there is no variable x in this place. That make it to be what? To be constant. So this is 0. If you differentiate this one, it's going to give you 0. So this is your answer, 2.4 x to power 1.4. Okay, then the fourth one, that will be your y prime, or the y, the x. Okay, if you differentiate this one, that will be what? That will be 12x3. This one times this one, that's 12, and then the power minus 1. We have this one. If you remove your, if you do the algebra, that's the first thing you have to do, and that will be equal to x to power 2. This one inside the radical will be what? Over 3. And that will be equal to the power to the front, 2 over 3, and then x. This one minus 1, minus 1. If you do that, that will be minus 1 over 3. And that will be equal to, you can leave it this way, or you do the algebra. So that's that on this introduction to differentiation. Okay, the next section will be product rule and quotient rule. At this point, if you're new on the channel, click on the watermarks on the video and subscribe. Click on like button and begin to type your comment. And finally, share the links of this video on all your social media platforms. Thank you for doing that.